Welcome back to the channel. It is the Just Us family. We got,
Jackie.
and it's me. And today we are going to talk about what we talking about today.
We're going to talk about how we lost our jobs,
Mm,
but we do not plan on getting another one. And
I know
here's why.
that sounds crazy, right?
Yeah. So let's start us off, T.
I think before we go into the here's why, let's give a little background on the job loss.
Okay.
Start with you.
Okay. So if you haven't seen that video, the video that we released, it was a few days ago, we announced that we lost our job, but we never said how we lost it. So let's just give a little bit of little background to the story. So for myself, I worked in consulting, specifically in technology consulting. And anyone who knows anything about the consultant industry knows that there's an expectation that you have to always work and always be on call, even when you are on PTO. Well, I was on a project, a very visible project, so all of leadership was tracking this project. And I got a call at 6 a.m. in the morning. I did not receive the call because, number one, I do not believe in bringing your work home. But as I just mentioned, consultancy, that's their expectation. So all of a sudden, I get a phone call because I was missing all different type of Teams pings, and if you know, you know. And they said, Jackie, you need to get on a call with the MD. And I said, for what? And he said, because they're looking for you. So I said, well, I mean, I'm asleep. And first of all, I'm not even on that project anymore. I rolled off 2 weeks ago. They said, they don't care. They're looking for you. So just to give a little bit of information, the person that was head of the project, he decided that he wanted to take vacation without telling anybody. And the last known person on the project was myself and another person. And that's why they were calling to get us on the phone. I answered the phone and I ended up getting on the call with the MD. This call, y'all, went completely to the left. When I say to the left, that thing just went. He was being crazy. And not only was he being crazy, but the person that was under him, she was being crazy. They were saying, "Oh, well, pretty much you were supposed to do something that you didn't do and all this other stuff." And I told them, y'all, I rolled off the project 2 weeks ago. And first of all, why are you not even tracking that I even rolled off the project 2 weeks ago? But that's a whole nother thing. Anyways, one thing led to another. He cussed at me because he wanted me to work extra hours on top of a project that I was already on. And I told him, I said, look, I don't get paid for these hours. I don't get paid for any of this. And quite frankly, I'm tired as hell. Like, you called me at 6 o'clock in the morning, you called me screaming on me and all this other stuff. He told me he doesn't give a damn, or I can't say the actual word he said because obviously for YouTube purposes, but he didn't care and I needed to make it work. So I responded the way I responded. He did not like the way I responded, and he went on to call my manager and tell him how I responded. That being said, had a conversation with my manager. He said, well, Jackie, you should have responded a different way. But see, here's the thing, and this is where we're going to pause at, because there is an expectation of respect, but there is no expectation that you should give it. And that was completely unacceptable, in my opinion. And I was told that that was the wrong mistake and that would be the career killer right there. Since that day, I wasn't able to get on any project whatsoever. Nothing. And y'all, this is coming from a top performer. Every time I'm meeting my numbers, I would go in early, leave late, that type of overachiever. You remember. See, it would aggravate the living hell out of him because I was constantly at work and Just because I stood up for myself, that's where it all ended for me. My whole career came crashing down. So I went from August 2024 all the way to December when they made the decision that I had to go because I was on what you call the bench. Couldn't get any projects, no matter how hard I tried. It was like a ripple effect, all because I stood up for myself. So that's how I lost my my job.
Something key, like Jack said, because of standing up for self. That's what happens a lot. So, with my situation, I was doing the task of two employees. I was doing one person doing the task of two people, and I was mis misled because I always had that hope because it was like, yeah, someone else is coming in, and keep in mind, my background is it's HR, y'all. So, HR and recruiting, right? So, there's a thing called ghosting. So, I'm pretty sure some of y'all have heard about that. So, every time it's like this ghosting keeps happening. I'm waiting for this new person so I can get some help, and then oh, they ain't good enough every single time. And then all of a sudden, hey, we need you to do this position also because we can't get nobody for this. We can't find nobody good enough. So this ended up being one person, myself, doing the job of three people. Three people. And so that was a lot of work. I, I was burnt out. And one day, just something happened medically. And when I get back, everybody knows my business. It's like, what? Now I can understand if it's like, okay, something medically, happened, or hey, he went to the, it was said that way, or just something, maybe he went to the hospital or something. But to give details about the situation, that should have only been with leadership. That was something that should have been kept with leadership, not blurted around hundreds of people to know. And so I reacted by standing up for myself, and that's what resulted in. I remember some last words about, "You sure? This is going to be a regret." And ever since then, guys, it's like I felt like I've been blacklisted because I've had a lot of interviews, and with the interviews, it's like, oh, I'm getting, well, I tell you, I'm overqualified. And I'm like, okay, that's, I'm willing to do this. I've been laid off this time. I'm trying to get something, and then it's getting times where it's either underqualified or overqualified, or been in a position where I'm misled. Oh yeah, we got you. You moving on to the next step. Okay, cool. Time go by, I reach out, hear nothing. Every single time it's been not been able to get anything. So it's like definitely, feeling that blacklist. And then on top of that, I mean, it was already a grind because like I've been saying, I've been, I'm in school also, so it's been tough. A doctoral, it is challenging, it takes a lot of time. It's like a full-time job. So I was doing the job of like three people along with being a doctoral student and driving an hour and a half to 2 hours to work, driving an hour and a half to 2 hours from work because the traffic here is ridiculous.
Yeah, traffic in Florida is crazy.
So now let's get to what we got to talk about. Now that
Yeah.
we got the
Now that we
background
know the
story out the
backstory.
way, got that all clear.
So we are not going to apply for not another job that is not in our purview. We're just not doing it. There comes a point in time in your life when you have to realize that you have to do things for yourself. And both of us, we started to realize that. When I started getting blocked from all opportunities at my last employment, a realization came over me. But it didn't happen until what, a few weeks before I actually got let go, because I was still in that mindset that, okay, well, maybe if I push a little harder, maybe if I go to this networking event, maybe if I do this, and maybe if I do that, because y'all, in my head, I'm a specialist in the area that I'm a specialist in. I'm in the global payroll space. And I said, there's no way, like I have to, like they need a SME on projects. Didn't matter. It didn't matter. And we talked about a trip that we took, and it was a life-changing, mind-changing trip to Costa Rica. And that was for my birthday. We went on that trip, and we realized, I know me, specifically me, I realized I don't need this. I don't need this. I'm being disrespected every freaking day, every hour. I worked my ass off to get where the hell I am. And because I said something, I spoke back. I can't, and now I'm blacklisted. So, this is the realities of working in corporate America, not playing ball the way they want you to play ball. And that was just a decision that I decided to make. And it costed me my job ultimately. So, that being said, I said, you could take away a job all you want, but one thing they cannot take away is my skill set, because I had the skill set before I even stepped foot in this job. The reason why I got the job is because of my skill set. So, this is what this is about. If you have a skill, and trust me, everybody has a skill, everybody is good at something, you have to trust yourself. And you hear T and I talk about it a lot on this channel about trusting yourself and taking the risk and all of that. And that's what we're doing. We're betting on ourselves. Because if we don't bet on ourselves, nobody else will. I mean, we have to have our own backs. We can't trust it. I mean, I could say all day, like, I didn't see it coming, because I mean, I didn't see it coming, because I literally thought in my head, I was like, okay, well, maybe there isn't enough projects this year. Maybe things will pick up in January. Um, Things like that. No, they don't care. They'll let you go. It was almost like I felt like I was being pushed out, almost. Probably was. Didn't even know it. But the thing is, I'm doing it on my own. We're doing it on our own. We're not putting trust in these companies. And anybody that is hearing this, take this advice. If you want, because you know how some people are. Look, look, you have to have more than one option. You do. Now, you know T and I's story. You already know that the W-2 income was the bulk, or a large majority, of our income. But while we were doing that, we were building on the side. That's where the rental properties came in. At the early part of 2024, we also had an Airbnb, but we no longer have that, because an opportunity came where It just made sense to let it go. But I personally, I can't do it anymore. And I'm not going to do it anymore.
The thing about it, I know like probably a lot of people probably feel the same way I do. It's just that like I've been working over 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of time spent in government work. And so I'm used to just being that employee and just grinding, 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 grinding for, for whoever. And it's like when something happens and you lose, it's like, man, it's a tough hit because it's like you want to just get up and go and get up and go and get up and go to do this 9 to 5, and it's like this 9 to 5 ain't there no more. Even though you have XYZ, it's like it's still that it's like a weird feeling. I don't know. It's
It is. It makes you feel like you are not accomplished or something. Like we tie our identity to our employment. At least that's how I felt.
I think so. I mean, and now it's like a lot of companies require you to sign NDAs and stuff, and it's like, and even companies monitor what you do on your personal life, social
Hmm.
media. These companies are monitoring you up. They said since this person said that online, like, so it's like pros and cons. So it's like starting to look at the positive things, out of situations. Try to always kind of like military folks know, hunt the good stuff. Um, and that's where I'm at. And so
Yeah.
with, like I said, going to business, doing it, for self.
Yeah. Have to take the risk on yourself. Like, go out there, get the clients and everything yourself. Like, you will feel accomplished. The way I look at it, T, all this time and effort that you can put into someone else's job or some company, you can do for yourself.
The same or similar work. Majority of the time, it's the same. Look at what you learn while working at a job. The only difference is you got that job title, that big organization behind you because you work for such and such, but that work itself still needs to get done out there.
Yeah.
Literally, you can just do that work yourself on your own and get the bigger pot.
Yeah. Because the reality of it is your skill, you can leverage your skill. It doesn't matter. You don't need a big name company or anything like that. You can be anybody, you could be a consultant on anything. If you are a awesome gardener, you can be a gardening consultant. Teach people how to grow their grass, teach people how to um, cut their grass, do all different type of things. You just have to be able to take that, do a real skill analysis on something. What are you good at? And once you figure that out, you'll be able to say, okay, well, I'm going to leverage this skill. Like for myself, my skill, my hot skill is global payroll. I specialize in global payroll migrations. So going from one payroll system to the another payroll system on a global scale. So I do a lot of business analytical work. I do a lot of project management work. I can hold different hats. But you do not trust and believe, you do not need to be attached to an employer to do things like that. And T, I think it's more too. that what prevents people from going into business for themselves is fear. It's fear. Being attached to an employee, it's a bit of a comfort thing.
Yeah, it
You
was
have
safe. And
it's
that was honestly the same thing with the military. Like it was safe. And that's why it was scary
yeah.
doing that transition. It was scary. It's like what am I gonna do? You know?
Because everything's provided for you in the military. It's
Yeah,
it's a
you know.
lot different.
Luckily I was able to get kind of right back into it, work basically being in government afterwards. But
But
it's
that's not even
still,
safe anymore.
yeah, now that's not even safe.
It's I
It's
mean
like,
the one of the most safest and nothing's safe, but one of the most safest type of jobs. I mean, I have no clue what's happening right now.
I don't know. It's like I always talk about with people supporting each other. That's the main thing. It's just that support system.
Yeah.
Everybody got to support each other.
hmm So we just wanted to get on here and tell you all with an update because I know some people are wondering. So what exactly are you going to do for money? Are you getting a job and all of that? Because we've seen it a lot in the comments, get a job and stuff like that. Y'all getting a job is not easy either. I mean, you're competing with so many people. But at this point in our life, we're going to trust in ourselves for once in our lives. We're going to try to do it ourselves and hopefully it will be profitable and hopefully we'll be able to, you know, make consistent income from it.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's always something. It's just about trying. I mean, you even have like I gotta throw this in there. But you always gotta add some. There's a lot of panhandlers out there, and in some states they're required to actually pay to be out there.
pay the
So
state.
yeah, back my hometown. But
Oh my goodness.
anyways, tell y'all a quick story. Jack told me, because she used to give money to these people a lot. Every now and then, I do if it's truly like look really really
They're
legit.
so
But somebody got
convincing.
a lot. I've been got too. I had somebody, man, my family in the car right there. You can just give us $10 in gas. All right, man, I got you. Next thing you know, I get this man $10 and some the dude gone. Somebody completely different go hop in the car. I'm like, what? That man that got over on me next for $10 and I gave him extra.
What
I
about the
I
dude
do him a dub.
with the dog
So
and the McDonald's?
thing that's what I was getting to. You done already said it now. So, anyways, Jackson got hustled because she done told me, yeah, I gave this guy some money. He had a dog. It was so sad. And what happened?
He gave the freaking dog the food. He gave the dog the food. I'm
God said
thinking
he
the
was.
man is hungry. He gave the freaking dog the
You
food.
gave him a full meal from McDonald's too.
Oh my goodness! And remember the guy from the that I gave $100 to get from Texas to wherever the hell he was going. Like
Anyway, I'm just saying, like, it's always some way to make money. Basically, it's always some way.
oh my goodness.
Down to the hustler, it's always some way. That's all I'm saying.
And no before someone even says in the comments because we already got that. We are not going out there panhandling. No.
No, don't make those
No.
assumptions. People make all
Please.
some assumptions. Don't make that one. You see me out that panel, y'all better give me some money. You ain't, nah, no, 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 no,
No,
sir, not that one.
no, we won't be doing that. But at the end of all our videos, we definitely like to to make it a little bit more positive, upbeat, and all that other stuff because this is not a doom and gloom type of situation. This is a positive situation. Make sure you guys leave a comment. Let us know what y'all think. And until next time,
And subscribe so you get notification. Turn your notifications on.
please turn on your notifications so you can see when we're uploading. And make sure you keep the comments coming because we do respond to every comment as long as it's not rude. Because we already told y'all about that. We're not doing that. So until next time, peace out.
See you later.